what was our biggest objection?
I guess for me, we've never joined an internet-based exercise program before, and I just didn't know how it would work for us.
I think another objection might have even been our age. Is this we're has been high school athletes, and we've always been very active, but we don't play anything at any vast level. So would this even be applicable to us? I think was one of the things that we talked about, right?
Yeah.
He did tell us about, your back experience, which was a lot of very similar to some of the things we were feeling and how you had overcome that. So that was a draw for us. For myself, I had a back injury last August, and this is now July the following year. We had gone on a long 3-week car trip from Winnipeg to Seattle, and we did some whale watching in between, and we did a lot of driving, and so I was starting to get uncomfortable in the driving part of the trip, in my lower back, left hip type area. A lot of pain, couldn't get comfortable, couldn't sleep, couldn't anything, and then went on a whale watching trip, which consisted of a Zodiac ride over some very rough ocean and a lot of slamming on every wave, and you can imagine how that exacerbated the pain. And even getting home, I tried physio, I tried massage, with a little bit of relief here and there, but very, very temporary, and still was not looking forward to this coming gardening season, which is my favorite part of the year, where I'm down on my hands and knees, or I'm digging with shovels, and I'm transplanting, and I'm lifting rocks and moving whatever, outdoor furniture, all the kind of big outdoor things that we like to do every summer. And I knew I was never going to be able to achieve that with the constant pain I was in.
I wasn't too bad in the car until after the Zodiac ride, whale watching, and that was just pounding across the top of waves, and you could just feel your back tightening up
locking up
throughout the 3-hour ride. Then after that, we were still 2 weeks on the road, and by the time we got home, I could barely walk. And it was just like my back was tightening up, and it got to the point when I was driving. I have to drive half an hour to work. When I got there, it took me like a minute to straighten up after I got out of the truck. It was bad. It was pretty bad. And I did chiropractor and massage, and nothing was helping.
So where we are now in our journey, it's kind of, I would think, like at the turning point, right?
Yeah, I would agree with that.
We have access to the app, wonderful video demos that we can follow to a T, which is really, really helpful. We are about at the 4 months point in our journey, and I have to say the first couple months they were quite dogged. We needed to just really be intentional about getting down and doing these things every day, or whenever Darcy will assign, and Darcy will then curate, the upcoming sessions. And so Darcy will make these really personal changes to our program to help with whatever we're experiencing. One thing I will say is that movement helps, and so lack of movement, I'm discovering, equals more pain, more aches. 4 months in, I was doing a lot of gardening, weeding, hands and knees kind of stuff again, and I was experiencing, some lower back pain, and it was really twinging me, and I just said, you know what, I don't feel like exercising. I'm really in pain. I would just like to go and lay on an ice bag. But I got down, I started doing the exercises, and I'm telling you, 5 minutes in, I didn't remember I had pain. I do know that I have to keep going. I can't just sit on it and say, oh yeah, I'm cured. I seriously need to continue. It needs to be a lifestyle. It needs to be a habit.
When I first started, I felt if I did anything, that I was going to break in half. My back was so stiff. There was no movement, but I started doing the exercises, even though there wasn't a lot of movement. Do what you can, and after a while, you're going to start to loosen up. The pain will get less, and it will get better. I'm in the beginning of the 5th month now, and life is returning back to what I would consider almost normal. It's amazing. Like before, I could not even throw my leg over a bicycle to get on and ride, and I can do that again. And it's a slow process. Sometimes there's setbacks.
Yes.
I know there was for me.
Some ups and downs for sure.
But when you get going again, it comes back easier the next time. I would encourage anyone to try this because it works.
Even in your 60s.
Even in my 60s.
And even some frequent muscle cramps we would have, lower body, leg, feet muscle cramps, have almost disappeared. There's a lot of some of the toe exercises are super helpful. That couch stretch is super helpful when you think your foot can't bend like that. Apparently it can. We have nothing but wonderful things to say about this program and Darcy's expertise and his availability and his ability to change at a moment's notice. You know, today's not a good day, but today this hurts, and so Darcy will inject something different into the next workout to address that. It's a continuing journey, and we're actually enjoying it. So we're really thankful, right, Johnny?
Yes,
we
very,
are.
yeah.
Thanks, Darcy.